Party time. It's that time. It's that time again, Yang. Hello, friends, and
Hello.
welcome to AWS Repost Live. Yang, how are you doing?
Good. Busy, but
Yeah.
excited.
Yes. This is my favorite time of day. I got my strobe lights out, and I'm ready to party. But hello, all of you, to AWS Repost Live. Of course, your favorite companion live stream to repost.aws. And if you are not signed up, I will be gracious enough to give you a minute to get your account ID, get your builder ID, go over to repost.aws and get signed up. Join Ying, join myself, Noob, Steven. Of course, you hear this every week, but I'll be kind this time. Please sign up. This is the best. Where we have not just Q&A, right? But we have a lot of knowledge articles. We have insights for you, your organizations. I assure you, you're gonna want this information. So head over there to repost.aws. I'm excited for today's live stream. I know we're going to be chatting all things QuickSight, which is one of my favorite topics. But today I've brought in somebody to help me have this conversation. Ying, will you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah. Hi, my name is Ying Wang. I am the senior solution architect of QuickSight and also Amazon Q. Yeah. Nice to be here. Thank you, Jay, for the introduction.
Absolutely. I'm excited for today's topic because QuickSight is one of my favorite services, and I have a lot of customers who will benefit from today's topic. So I'm excited to dive into some of the topics that we have today. But of course, first, be sure to drop in chat where you're joining us from. And if you have a QuickSight question or use case that you want us to cover while we go through today's content, you can drop it in chat. And of course, the beauty of Repost Live is we'll take those questions live on air. Myself, Yang, of course, the specialist, is here to provide you with the insights. So drop those in chat as we go throughout today's topic, and we'll go get to as much as we can. Also, we're going to drop a link to a survey. Please fill out that survey. Please. I get 1 penny for every certain. No, I'm joking, but please fill out the survey. It helps us really dial in the content for the show. We'll drop that in chat as well. And of course, again, I'll beg you all to get signed up for reposts at repost.aws. So enough of the preamble. No one comes to listen to me rant and rave. QuickSight is one of probably my favorite services. Really provides, that analytics capability that a lot of our customers are looking for. And of course, now with the advent of Q and embedding that in QuickSight, you can use a lot of cool features like natural language to interrogate all of your analytics that maybe you would otherwise have to create visuals for or find a way to, actually get the insight from your dashboard. So I know we prepared some content for the audience, but QuickSight has had quite a roadmap of items, and I know we primarily want to talk about some of the operational elements, I think, of QuickSight and where the product has kind of come from, I suppose, as it pertains to how you get usage analytics out of QuickSight, how you maybe learn a bit about your cost within QuickSight. So I'm excited to get started. Where do you want to get? Maybe just a preamble of kind of QuickSight, something maybe that you're excited about covering today. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Um, for QuickSight, there's a very hot topic. Customer always want to analyze the um, usage of the assets, the dashboard, and
Hmm.
also the user behavior pattern. Um, so they can measure the adoption rate of their platform. They build the dashboard so beautiful. They would like to see how many user they are using it. And for some industry, they need the regulation. They not only analyze the usage, but they also try to do the auditing and the monitoring to see, hey, any suspicious behavior to access my data. Um, and besides that, they also would like, hey, I know the usage, but I also would like to understand the cost related to those usage so I can control the cost. And of course, some other BI ops topic around those things. Yeah.
I gotcha. So naturally on reposts, we try to pull some questions. And just
Mm-hmm.
like you mentioned, I found a few topics around just this very question. So
Mm-hmm.
some are relatively older, but some are newer probes, right?
Mm-hmm.
This question I found was around capturing CloudTrail events from QuickSight. This particular user was trying to catch CloudTrail events into EventBridge
Mm-hmm.
and was following an article that I think you might have some familiarity with
Yeah.
uh, around some of the benefits of kind of centralized dashboards. So I guess initially my question is, what exactly did you intend with this blog? And
Yeah.
then maybe what insights do you might have for this user trying to get your solution stood up?
Yeah, this one actually not related to CloudTrail. This one is a very beginning when I just joined AWS
Mm,
years ago.
okay.
And yeah, and that time, QuickSight was not as mature as now. And customer, they have the question about like, can I have a centralized page to view what assets, what objects do I have in my QuickSight account? And what's the relationship between those objects? And who is the owner, who is the viewer of those objects? And if I have a dashboard, but the dashboard owner left my organization, how can I like still keep the dashboard to be able to be viewed and managed by other users? So that's
Mm,
the purpose I wrote this blog 5 years ago. And in this blog, I use the QuickSight list and describe API to get all the information of all the objects of a QuickSight account. And then visualize the data by using the QuickSight dashboard. And at the same time, I created some Lambda function and the IAM policy to build a POC, kind of like prototype. So for all the QuickSight objects, don't only let the individual user to be the owner, but
mm,
also let a group as the owner. Like you can create a BI admin group or BI author group, and then so when even if the developer, the specific author of the dashboard leave your company and you remove the account, your primary owner still the BI admin or BI author group. So you still have the access to the dashboard and then you can still manage it, distribute it. So that's the purpose of this blog in 2020. It's a best practice to view the assets in a centralized location and how can you control the ownership of your assets in your QuickSight account.
I gotcha. So QuickSight is an amazing product, right? But
Yeah.
there's a lot of, or I shouldn't say a lot. We have customers who maybe want some of these administrative insights from QuickSight that isn't natively available. And what I'm hearing is yourself and maybe some of your peers have written articles like this about how you can maybe natively build that capability using even QuickSight or some other kind of purpose-built Lego blocks like Lambda, et cetera, so that you can get insights about security or QuickSight assets, right?
Yep. Yep.
And
Yep.
so I got you. And that makes sense. And it looks like this user maybe additionally, which
Color
can
trail.
use
Yeah.
CloudTrail as a
Yeah.
source.
Yeah. Yeah. I have another one in 2021, another blog. Yeah.
Yeah, I found it. Where was it? Let me see how I found it. I found a few of your
Yeah.
publications.
This one, exactly this one. So yeah, in 2021, after 1 year, I published the first version,
Yeah.
and I also received the request from our customers say,
Mhm.
hey, not only the QuickSight assets and the security and the management itself, I also would like to analyze the usage, the user behavior, and also like as I say, who build the dashboard, those things. Then I did revise my solution by including one extra data set, which is from the CloudTrail log. And I built a
Mm.
Sina table on top of the CloudTrail log. And then I join the QuickSight objects information, access permission information together with the CloudTrail log so that we can not only analyze the asset information, but also analyze the user behavior and the QuickSight objects adoption rates together. We can do a lot of interesting things. Something like a user would like to analyze if a reader they log in but they don't do any view dashboard event. So what
Right.
happened? And for an author, I give you the license, but in 1 month you don't do any QuickSight development. So what happened? And kind of like that.
I got you. So it sounds like some of the kind of most popular use cases for this functionality is again in kind of the QuickSight ops space for uh,
Yeah,
admins, authors, etc. Really to look into maybe QuickSight adoption of the dashboards that they're producing, or
yeah,
just user trails. How are users using my insights, etc.
yeah.
Again, I think your two publications, just judging by how many folks have interacted with it, are very popular, including my own customers who use
Thank
similar
you.
capabilities. So I definitely appreciate this. I've forwarded your blog many of times.
Thank you.
So this is super cool. I guess I'm curious, and I think I found another question. Yeah, more or less around the same thing, which is how to view usage, right? More or less of within QuickSight.
Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
curious where this lands today, and I'd like to see kind of from your blogs and what you've produced. I see some of these assets about like user analytics and some of these things, but would you mind maybe taking the audience through kind of what this looks like, kind of the art of the possible?
Sure, sure, sure. And by the way, if you no problem. Let me
No,
share
no,
my
no. Where
yeah.
were you saying?
Uh, yep.
We
It
have timing. What
yeah,
do
yeah. if you if you move to the top of the
Top?
2021 blog,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
you might want to share your screen, Jay.
Yeah, yeah. I can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, if I move to the top, what am I looking for? Are you looking for the
Yeah,
architecture?
you can see there's a link say go to the update version of the blog.
Oh. The updated version. Yes, yes, yes. Did
Yeah.
is that something that you just recently did, or where did this update come from?
Yeah, very interesting question. Originally, the blog updated 2022. So after 1 year, I received some other feedback from the customer
Mm.
about my admin console blog. So I update it to include the glue pipeline.
Oh.
If they have many inventory in their QuickSight account, so the 15 minutes limitation of the lambda function cannot handle the list and describe job to get all their objects.
Mm.
Then they can use the glue job to can over the 15 minutes limitation and can dump all those information into the S3 bucket. And they can they can suitable for a larger enterprise customer to get the assess information and the user activity. And I also update the dashboard to be more powerful, more fancy to visualize those usage data. Yep.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
See, these are the types of updates that we bring live to Repost Live. This is crazy. Just updated just recently. This is great. So it sounds like you made some process improvements, maybe to some of the ETL components, is what I'm hearing, and
Yep.
then
Yeah. Yeah.
you've improved the visualization, which I think, of course, I'm excited to go tell my customers again. Hey, make sure
Yeah.
you look at this.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Yeah. And yeah. And I can demo the dashboard. Yeah. So
all right,
do
yes,
you want
yeah.
to do that? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have to pay a toll before you can do it. But yeah, let's share your screen and do a bit of a demo. If you're just joining us, we're hopping in, talking all things. I tell you what, you can QuickSight Ops today, right? From usage to cost analytics using QuickSight. If you have a question, a use case, etc., drop that in chat. We'll take those questions live on air. So
Yep.
I can see your screen. I can see what appears to be some sort of administrative dashboard demo with some data. What am I looking at?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this one is a demo dashboard and has multiple different tabs. The first tab is a landing page to show you the summary of the dashboard. What do you have? For example, like the user analysis and the dashboard analysis and the access permission, who will which assets. And the data dictionary is, you can think like a metadata of the QuickSight assets. So if you move to the user analysis in the control, you can change the start date, end date to change the day range of the data you would like to analyze. And here is the inactive months. That means I put 1 here. That means any user, they don't do any QuickSight action in the account for more than 1 month. We mark it as an inactive user. You can change it to 2 to 3, whatever you like to do. And the other control, you can switch a different region, and you can choose, do you want to analyze all the users or only the author or only the reader? Here, admin, I also put them as author category. Yeah, and if you integrate with your human resource data together, you can analyze like the different department in your organization, the different team, and so on and so on. Yeah, so that's the user analysis. You see, we show you like how many inactive user and how many active user. Yeah, and also like in different region, in different namespace, the user active and inactive, and also something like for one dashboard, how many distinct user to use your dashboard, kind of like that. And here at the bottom is the detail of your user activity. Yeah, the username, the active status. Don't worry about these things because this one is the anonymous user. So of course it marks as inactive. You can embed your dashboard to a public web page. And then, so every time is anonymous user. So every time the user is distinct. So that's why you see inactive. So don't worry about that. Yeah. And
Okay.
yeah, because I use my account to host this dashboard. So
Right.
yeah, anytime a user view my dashboard, here is a section record here. So that's why I put the status here. You can uncheck the reader and only see the author. So it will help you to see the further information. And here is the dashboard analysis. Similarly, I put some control here. So for dashboard, we mark it. If more than 7 days, no one access the dashboard, then we think this dashboard is low adoption rate, is inactive. So this one, the entity become the dashboard. We are analyze the usage of the dashboard. So in here, you can see we mark like the dashboard, okay. This one say active, that means there's one dashboard has access last 7 days. Inactive means that a dashboard in 7 days, no one access it. And weekly trending and so on and so on. And further information like the top 3 dashboard of the utilization and the bottom 3 dashboard of the utilization and so on and so on. And you can see here is the divide by region, what's the adoption click rate of the dashboard, and yeah, and some further information. And we also put some information like for the top 10 dashboard in your QuickSight account, who is the author? You might want to give some kudos to those authors, right? Yeah, kind of like that. And yeah, and this one is the access permission. In the account, the group who is the viewer and who is the owner for this object, and the object type is dashboard or dataset analysis and the corresponding region. Yeah, and some further information like for this dashboard, what's the object ID and who is the owner is a group and what's the group name and the ownership and what permission they can do for this dashboard and so on and so on. And the data dictionary in this tab, you can see like, for example, for this dashboard, the dashboard ID and which analysis this dashboard is based on, and which data source this dashboard is using, and what data set this dashboard is using. And inside the data set, what's the last updated time? And what's the SQL query used inside this dashboard, and so on and so on. And you can also see the information like for this dashboard, which data set is using, and for this data set, what dashboard is using, right? The relationship between the data set and the dashboard. And here is you can check, for example, in the control, you can select one data set and you can see what column, what fields the data set has, and what's the column name, the column data type, and column description, and so on and so on. So that's the data dictionary. Yeah. So that's
It's
all.
pretty granular. Like there's a lot of data here, right? And
Yep.
depending on my role in this product, I might be interested in different items. And what I mean is, I've worked with some ISVs, like you mentioned, with the anonymous embed, who have adopted anonymous embedding as a part of their sort of security structure for the assets, the QuickSight assets that they're deploying. But they still want to get some level of telemetry from that engagement of those dashboards. So I have that here. I can also see data in your dashboard that might help inform me about, do I really need this many licenses, I guess, for a particular organization or capability that I'm providing. If this is inactive for 60 days, I don't know if I need that many seats.
Yeah.
So it seems like there's a bunch of information here that from a QuickSight perspective that I can see as being like super insightful. But again, if anyone out there has used any of these usage analytics, let us know what you might find interesting here, or better yet, what do you think is missing? Always willing to take that feedback as well. I think this is super helpful for not just myself, anyone who I guess fancies themselves a QuickSight practitioner. You probably need some of this information. What's the tips and tricks? You got some tricks in there that
Yeah, the tip and trick is I provide in the blog, this one, the most updated one. I provide the CloudFormation template for you to download. So you can use it to let me refresh. It should be just updated today. Yep. Anyway, yeah. So I pro the CloudFormation template for you to can spin up in your account to get the dashboard import into your account. But if you would like to know more, like how did I build those filter? How did I build this calculation field? You can check here. Here provide the details. So the inactive months, how can I build this control? So you can see it here.
I gotcha. Very
Yep.
good.
Yep.
Okay. I want to move to another item that I actually came across in the QuickSight community, which is an area that I look for whenever I'm just seeing how, again, practitioners are using QuickSight, et cetera. This one had to do more with more to do with different QuickSight events and logs, different APIs in that. There was some engagement on this, but I came across this non-API events item that frankly I wasn't super familiar with. Tracking of these non-API events using CloudTrail logs. Some of them kind of made sense, but was curious if I can pick your brain on this topic.
Yeah. Here in the blog, I also provide a link for you if you would like
That's
to
in the
dive.
blog too.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, if you want to dive deep into how can I build the dashboard, you can see here, actually, I get the events from the CloudTrail log. And the beautiful thing is the CloudTrail log not only log the events triggered by the API, but also tracking the events triggered from the QuickSight console UI. That means the non-API events. So you can see, like for example, in QuickSight console, you can invite a user, right? And this event log as the event name, say batch resend user invite.
Oh.
Yeah. And when you open the dashboard, is logged by the event name called get dashboard. And so
Oh,
on and so on. So if you would like to know more here, actually, I have some information to share with you. So by
another
following,
demo.
yeah, by following are you able to see my screens with some SQL query?
Yeah, I see a select statement. This looks far more granular than my basic select star queries that I submit that take
Yeah.
just forever and are very exhaustive. So yes, I see a select event name
Yeah.
from a table.
Yeah. So by using the cloud formation template in my blog, you are able to build those tables in Asana, and those tables actually based on some files in the S3 bucket, and in the
Oh,
S3 bucket, these four are from my glue job. In the glue job, I dump the results as CSV, and
mhm.
this one is from the CloudTrail log of your account. If you enable your CloudTrail log, you can build a Sina table on top of it. So if you run the query, say select event name from here, from this table, and I say I only look at the past 40 days, for example, right? And the event source is QuickSight. I don't care about like a glue IAM. I only care
Yeah,
about
right,
QuickSight.
right,
And I only care about the event type, which is not a API, the non-API events, right? Because usually API events triggered by my admin or my
right,
DevOps.
right,
So
right.
yeah, and I say, hey, give me all the distinct event name. So group by this one, I can get a distinct event name, right? So in here, you can see in past 40 days, there are 34 types of event happen in my QuickSight account. Get topic means I want to view a queue topic, right?
Q.
Yeah,
There's
yeah, yeah.
Q now. Oh wow, I
Yeah,
didn't have to
yeah,
get to that.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Update dashboard means I make some modification of my dashboard.
Yeah,
Update
yeah,
data sets means I make some modification on my data set. But you might curious. I see the same question you are curious,
yeah,
Jay, about the someone asked about what's mean about the upload static assets.
yeah.
I couldn't see it in here. There's nothing talk about these things. So yeah, some of the events we we didn't like log in this tutorial. But if you see it, don't be panic. You can run the analysis in the query. For example, you can construct query in this way. Say QuickSight event name equal to upload the static assets, right?
Yeah, right, right.
And then you can say, hey, I don't care about the event name anymore. Show me everything. So you can run it. Run this query, say I only would like to know what happened for this event. And if you run it, you will see, hey, who
Ah,
is doing that? Someone assumed the role to do that. And you can even see like was the source IP address is running this action.
I gotcha. I
And
gotcha. So
yeah,
I can do
and
some of those kind of auditing or security
yeah,
type workflows
yep,
using
yep.
these non-API events,
Yeah,
like you're
yeah, yeah.
mentioning.
Yeah. You can see the service event detail here.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like someone upload a picture into the dashboard to would like to
Uh,
render a static picture. So that's what happened for the upload static assets. Is someone like upload some picture to
yeah, yeah,
would
yeah.
like to render in the dashboard. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, that could be super helpful. Again, whether I'm maybe it's from some nefarious reason and I'm trying to track something down, or just troubleshooting. Someone updated something that maybe had an issue with my dashboard, and now I'm just looking to do a little bit of issue resolution and identify what was uploaded and why. Right. So
Yep.
that's super helpful in that context about where some of those APIs or different APIs, non APIs events
Yep.
could be helpful.
Yep. Exactly.
Interesting, interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
that's super helpful. So those, I want to come back to those queries themselves, but I think that's a super interesting lens into again, not just kind of your usage analytics that you showed there, but then also how you can crawl different API events for some of your operational workflows, whether it's security or just basic troubleshooting.
Yep.
Another use case that I wanted to get to was around cost analyst. Geez, that's tongue twister. Analyzing my cost.
Yeah.
And so again, Repost isn't just about Q&A. We also have knowledge articles, and I came across this knowledge article where someone was looking to do just that: look at cost and usage data and visualize it so that they can understand cost. And then I came across the guy that I thought I recognized, this Stephen H guy. I'm pretty sure I know him, but he double clicked on this concept as well for showback cost reporting, which is pretty common in most organizations, right? To be able to tie cost back using cost and usage. So kind of one and the same a little bit, right? Just in different ways that you, I guess, could use QuickSight theoretically, either to understand your QuickSight costs or just cost in general. But this is another common use case, no? Or am I making this up?
Are you seeing my screen?
No, I see Steven's face. Okay, I can see yours. Oh, this is another blog you wrote? Or
No,
it was
that's
your team members?
yeah. That's a blog wrote by my my colleague. Yeah, they are using like part of my admin console solution. They use partial datasets about the QuickSight assets relation, but they very creative to join those assets relation dataset with the Kudu's dashboard.
Oh, okay.
So by doing that, you can see in the S3 bucket, they get the information, not only the QuickSight assets, but also the cost and usage report underlying dataset. You can enable the current data, right? And then you join the QuickSight information with the cost information, and then you are able to build a dashboard to view the cost, the QuickSight cost.
Interesting. So that's, I mean, let me get a look at this dashboard. So now I can see going from just like my kind of click analytics to my cost and consumption analytics.
Yeah.
QuickSight usage analytics. Okay. Again, also something that might be, kind of the other edge of the sword, or other aspect of this is just like, what are my associated costs? It's helpful to understand user behavior, but what's my cost associated maybe to that user behavior? And then maybe I can start to draw some parallels.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yep.
Interesting. So another area where a customer might be able to benefit, have some additional benefit on top of how they're using QuickSight today, just in following your guidance of how they can build this functionality for cost visibility.
Yeah. They can read the blog wrote by my colleague, my fellow SSA. It also provide the CloudFormation template and the sample glue job. They can like download those code and make further modification and enrich the solution to do whatever they would like to analyze. As we just discussed, everything is tracking by using CloudTrail log. And by using the QuickSight API, you can list all the available assets and describe it and describe a permission and do whatever you would like to do, and then integrate with those existing solutions to be creative to do whatever you would like to do.
This looks like a newer publication as well. So I appreciate you providing an update on your blogs that you published previously. But I also want to drop the link to this blog. It looks like Niraj and Jesse and some of the authors, this is fairly new, is it not? I mean,
yeah, this one.
I thought this was dated.
You mentioned this one, right?
Yeah. Oh, no, not that one. Go back to the previous one. The cost one isn't. Oh no, this is one. The data set one. Yeah. We'll get to that one in a moment. But that cost blog, I want to drop the link to that for anyone who's looking for that capability. If you're a QuickSight customer today, I will drop the link to this blog. for you in chat. Yeah, see, March. That's not too old.
Yeah.
Dang, that's a fairly new blog for folks that don't have that capability.
Yeah, this one is new. This one is just published 2 months ago. Yes, yeah, 2 months ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I have
yeah.
to give some free pub to my good friend Niraj out there. Niraj, hello. But okay, we'll drop the link to that chat. I do want to get to a topic that you kind of teased there around data sets, but first, I got a rapid fire question for you that I have up on my screen related to recoverability. This one was fairly new, and I actually was kind of curious to get your thoughts in real time. For anyone who thinks the show isn't live, it's live. I'm curious. Chulwu Park asked just recently about the recoverability of a data set in particular that was unfortunately removed. Whoopsies. And so was curious what happens in this scenario where somebody accidentally deletes.
Yeah, when we say delete, be careful. There are two levels of deletion. The first level is not so bad. You might accidentally remove a dataset from your analysis, but your dataset is still available in your QuickSight account. That's
Yeah.
easy to resolve. You can just say, hey, add the dataset back into the analysis. That's doable. The bad thing is if you completely delete the dataset from your QuickSight account,
Yeah.
then unfortunately, currently it's not recoverable. But QuickSight provide the API, say, describe dataset. By using this API, you can describe your schema, your dataset metadata schema as a JSON string, and then you can save those JSON into S3 bucket or whatever, or your local environment, keep it. So next time, if you accidentally delete your dataset, you can use this JSON to call another API called create dataset by using the JSON as the input to recreate your dataset, and then just trigger ingestion to ingest the data into dataset, then it should be good. And if you're doing that, then you can kind of like restore or do the disaster control of your QuickSight objects.
I gotcha. I'll
Yep.
let Chul Park know that we covered his question live today on Repost Live. Hopefully that helps. I think um, it brings me to another topic, and I'll reply to Chul, but a topic around version control and just data sets in general that I also stumbled across as I was looking through this topic about business continuity and ensuring that you can't just axe your assets, um, without having some form of recoverability. So, can you talk me through this concept of BI ops and just what's available today?
Yeah, BI ops, we always have DevOps, right? DevOps
Right.
means you write some code and then you deploy it. And then you CI/CD, continue integration, continue development. You have
Yep.
some new code, you try to continue to deploy it.
Yep.
So DevOps is a very long-term, very established terminology here. And in the recent 5 years, 10 years, there's a new concept called BI Ops. That means combine BI and DevOps together.
Yep.
So for the assets of QuickSight, the dashboard, dataset, and so on, you can treat the assets as code. You can treat the
Ah,
infrastructure as code, like the user management, the permission. Everything can be treated as code by using the QuickSight API. And then you can use, for example, you use the list API to list all your assets. And you use the describe API to get the information of those assets. And then you can use the create API or update API to create or update the assets. And you can also describe a permission, list the user, so you can replicate the environment of those user pool and access permission to a new account. Or is a same account but different region, or you doing the version control in the same account and same region, and you can also do the rollback by using the backup you save with the API response. So that's called BI Ops. And yeah, and what I share here is a very old blog I wrote a long time ago, provide some solution by using the API and call the API in SageMaker Notebook. And there's another solution with the UI permission by using also you behind the scene is the QuickSight API, but I provide something like a QuickSight dashboard to let you view the QuickSight assets. And then you click one of the dashboard, and then we will trigger a post event to API gateway. And then the API gateway generate the promotion assets request into the SQS. And the Lambda function will process the SQS queue to do the promotion and migration one by one by using the create or update API I mentioned. So two options you can do it. And furthermore, actually, now QuickSight has more powerful API. Yeah, my blog is kind of, I'm updating it. Stay tuned. But in the QuickSight API list, you can see here, we have some new API can allow you to create the assets as a bundle by simply just call the API, say create assets bundle exported job. So you can call those API, and then QuickSight will generate the JSON for you as a CloudFormation template, or describe the assets by using the QuickSight definition JSON, and then provide you a site URL for you to download it. You can download it and then use the import assets bundle job to import those assets in a batch. This one is very powerful, just for your information. Okay.
I got you. And I know in a somewhat similar vein, I know we just announced the versioning, dashboard versioning, and publish just recently. So also be sure to check out this. Also, kind of in this vein of BI Ops, right, and improving that experience to publish analysis to any dashboard, or to publish a previous version of a dashboard fairly quickly. So in case you missed this update as well, be sure to check that out. But the data set insights at a glance is a kind of another topic here that I wanted to cover. And you kind of mentioned this, at least initially, around data sets. So talk me through this aspect as well.
Yeah, sure. You let me firstly let me share this one to the team. Jay, here is the one you mentioned, right? From UI, QuickSight now is able to do the dashboard version.
Oh yes. So I don't want to glance through that. Yes, you can do publish a bit easily. There's some or a bit more easily, I guess, and there's some dashboard versioning capabilities that we just recently announced. I'm sorry, go for it. Yes.
Yep. This one. This one. This one is the new release feature. So if you don't like to use API, you can do it from console UI. Yeah, absolutely doable. It's very intuitive to use it. That's what we would like to share with the public. And
absolutely.
sorry, Jay, can you remind me your previous question?
Oh, no. Actually, you know what? I want to throw you a curveball, because I know you showed me that I could use Q to kind of bring it full circle. Data sets, I know, and we talked through usage analytics, cost analytics, the API events that maybe I wouldn't have been otherwise aware of, that I could get some insights from a security perspective, et cetera. And so actually, let's shelf data sets for a moment. What if I could use natural language to just ask some of these questions that I would otherwise be looking for. What can you help inform the audience on in that realm that might be possible?
Yeah. As long as you have the data of your QuickSight data ready, you
Yeah.
can always build a Q topic, or you can use the just new release dashboard Q&A feature to ask a natural language question to understand your data inside of your data inside platform, which is
Yeah.
QuickSight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, for example, in here, ask a question, say, which dashboard has been accessed in May 2025? And it tell me, hey, there are 20 dashboard in this account being accessed. So, and it give me the dashboard name here and give me the detailed information, who from which group, in which namespace view the dashboard. And
Damn.
yeah, and you can also ask some question about the some further details. For example, you can ask like you see so many user open dashboard by using this name, right? That's my name. Yeah. Uh, so I ask a question. So for this admin, how many dashboard this admin own? And it gives me the information. Hey, this admin on 30 different objects, and here is the object ID. Yeah, and you can see the details here. And if you would like to ask us some further questions, say, I would like to know the relationship between the QuickSight assets. So I ask questions, say, in this dataset, named Olympicus, what are the column types available in this dataset? And it told me, hey, 3 different column type. I have decimal, integer, and string in this dataset, 3 different types. And you can do, further things. Say, let me check like for some user management. So I can ask a question, say, how many users are members of multiple groups, right? So in my account, I have 70 unique users. And in the 70, 62 of them, they only belong to one group. But A users in the 70 users, they belong to more than one group.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so yeah, you can see the information here. Yep. And yeah, and you can also ask us some further questions, say, hey, also for the user management, say, hey, how many distinct users by different role,
Right.
right?
Right.
So you can see, hey, in here, 56 user, they are reader, 3 admin, 2 author, and the new user type called admin pro, which have the Amazon Q enable 1 and also enable 1. Yeah. And you can think about that. There are so many different usage. You can ask all the question you would like to ask
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
have data there.
That's super cool. Naturally, just like Jib Jabbo success. How do I do this? So maybe this will be the topic of your next blog. I don't know if you have anything
Yeah,
published
yeah,
just yet, but naturally you could use any of our public documentation about creating Q topics and layering Q on top of the content that yourself and your team members have deployed around cost and usage analytics dashboarding in QuickSight. You can just kind of layer Q on top of that and start asking natural language questions, right? Is kind of how you would do it.
yeah. I that's my next blog, and
That's
I
the
will
next one.
and I will release a learning series in the QuickSight community. If you would like to join in, you can
Ooh.
view there. Yeah.
Yeah, can you sign me up?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, this has been super insightful. There's just there's so much to learn here again in this kind of BI ops. And is Gen BI ops a thing now? Is that a thing? I know what Gen BI is, but now we're
yeah,
dabbling into Gen BI ops, where now I can ask natural language of my ops.
yeah,
Is that
yeah,
a
yeah,
thing?
yeah. You can do so. You have BI ops, And
BI Ops
yeah. And
using
now
Gen AI.
we have Gen AI, right? So you can have Gen BI, right? So when you have Gen BI, you have to extend the BI ops to Gen BI ops. And Gen BI ops, you can think about it include two parts. The first part is now when you do the version control, not only on dashboard, you have to do the version control on Q topic, right? You have to get the information about the questions and try to keep those repository of those useful data. That's the contents GenBI. And another thing is you can do the operational task by using GenBI, like I demo here. So you can ask a natural
Jeez.
question to do the usage management. That's the operational GenBI. So
Yeah,
did
this.
I explain clearly?
Yeah, I think yeah, but my brain can't handle. We're at the top of the hour, and I'm still trying to digest it. But if maybe you missed a part of it, we covered everything from using QuickSight for usage analytics to understand your user behavior, to using QuickSight for cost analytics to understand the cost of
Yeah.
your BI capabilities, and
Yep.
everything in between. All of the BI ops capabilities that you may use, including using Q for BI ops. I'm still going to investigate GenBI ops, but and nonetheless, a lot of capabilities. I want to thank you so much for coming on the show, and then direct our audience to a lot of not just your blogs but YouTube videos that you have shot recently that go through a lot of these capabilities, from some of the administrative dashboard demos that you highlighted today, and some of the data set stuff. I mean, it's all here. So please go and check out that video. And for you out there, I have one last thing for you to do, which is, again, go to repost.aws with your account ID, your builder ID, get signed up. You can follow our show tag. Did you know we have a show tag? We have a show tag, and it's AWS Repost Live. And I can show you the next show that we're going to be doing because it's on our show tag. Did I mention that we have a show tag? I get paid every time we say show tag. So follow our show tag and join us next Tuesday, June 10th, I think it is, at 2 p.m. Pacific, where my good pal Raj, who's never been on the show ever, he's never been here, will be discussing model distillation with Bedrock, which, is super popular and kind of shook the world by storm. I don't know, 6 months ago or stuff. I guess Gen AI moves at lightning pace. So you can head over to our show tag, just trying to get my comp, and get signed up. Start that conversation right now, and we'll take some of your questions live on air when we rejoin you next Tuesday, June 10th at 2 p.m. Pacific. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for providing just a plethora of information. I learned so much. Honestly, I took notes, and I'm gonna go somewhere and read them all. So I want to thank you again for joining us. If you're out there, follow the content that we have out there. Unfortunately, we have come to an end. So until next time, happy building. Let's have a party. We'll talk soon, Yang.
Bye bye.